What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, back with another video. I know it's been some time, that's just how it is here unfortunately. As soon as I get on a roll, things just go crazy, but such is life. Anyways, I appreciate you being here. We're gonna go ahead and talk about all the pickups that I've gotten over this decent amount of time. So, let's get to it. Real quick, before we get any further into the episode, I just want to go ahead and thank our Patreon show producers. Over at patreon.com/nsquaredpodcast. For as little as $3, you can help us out directly, whether that be the $3 tier, $5 tier, or $10 tier. Choice is yours, completely optional, but we are viewer supported. So I'd just like to thank all these fine folks right here for supporting the channel and helping us grow and move forward. All right. Back to the video. So like the title suggests, we're going to be going over pickups, and I got way too many games. I mean, the backlog is going to be a problem, but I can't help myself. I bought games that I might have forgotten about that weren't necessarily on my list to begin with, or just games that were on my list and I just kind of put to the back burner because I couldn't come across them in the wild. And if you guys know me, you know I don't really buy games online. I like to go in store or to a convention and literally hunt for the games. It's just more satisfactory to me that way. It's like more satisfying. The thrill of the hunt, just, you know, it's at all-time peak, you know, and when I do find it, I get that adrenaline rush and the dopamine hit, of course, you know. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some games here, as well as a comic book. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just so fucking overwhelmed with all the amount of games and stuff that I have to go over. This is definitely going to be part 1 of a maybe part 2 or 3 video series for the pickups, because I got that many games and it's gonna be a lot of video game footage to record. But without further ado, let's get to it. So first up, brand new comic book that I got, and when I say brand new, at the time of recording it is May 28th, so the second issue of it just came out today, so I need to head to my local comic shop, Fantasy Comics, and go pick one up. But the first issue of Predator vs. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. He's a menace, damn it. I need pictures of him. So I was looking forward to this. We announced this over the podcast, I want to say maybe about a few months ago, maybe in February or March. I was looking forward to this so much because I thought it was just going to be an epic mashup and brawl between Predator and Spider-Man. You know, normally Predator has like a one-over on everyone because he's invisible, but then, you know, Spider-Man has his spidey senses and stuff. So there's a lot of really cool inner workings there that I thought would make for a good mashup and versus. So this is obviously a variant cover. I am a sucker for variant covers and for foil covers. This just totally grabbed my attention. I got it for $10.99. The original version, because again, this is a variant, the original ran for like $5.99, and I kind of like the artwork on that better, but I like the foil on this like way better. So it was like, if they could just merge together and make one, that would be great. But I got this one, and yes, I have read it. It is, like, I didn't expect it to be graphic because, again, this is Marvel and Spider-Man, one of their most child-friendly characters. So let me go ahead here in the back real fast, and this is written by Benjamin Percy, penciled by Marcelo Ferreira, and inked by Jay Leiston? I don't know. But this is a very graphic comic book. It's pretty interesting. It is just such a pleasant and sweet surprise to see this happen. I'm so excited because, again, today the second issue did come out. So, I've been anticipating this for like a month. You know, it is so hard, especially in today's society where you have everything that you want and need at the touch of, you know, a screen or whatever. You just click order now or whatever. Or you can binge TV series and whatnot in a day. But with comic books, you have to wait. So I will say that I think the wait is definitely going to be worth it, and I'm so excited for issue 2. So yeah, let me know in the comments in the video, guys. Do you plan on checking this comic book out? And if so, if you have, let me know what you think. Here's game number 1, Chaos Legion on the PS2. This is from Capcom. It reminded me immediately of games like Castlevania. You know, it's got that whole style about it. It's very Devil May Cry as well with the stylization. There's even like a shot on the back of the box, which I'll show you guys right here. That's definitely a Dante pistol pose. But the back of the box says, "Savage by nature. Play as a young knight, Sieg Warheat." I think that's how you say his name? No, I don't know. Who must face off against an old friend in this gothic action-adventure. To fight, summon, and command 7 different warrior legions, each with their own signature weaponry. Chaos Legion, a graphic masterpiece and savage gothic opera, played out through intense and challenging levels of real-time cutthroat action. And it's funny enough, on the back of the box it does say, if you love Devil May Cry, you'll love Chaos Legion. That is a quote from PSM Magazine. I always saw this game, you know, growing up. Yeah, I just never got to it. But I did get it complete in box, you can see here. And I'm really looking forward to actually playing this. So yeah, moving on. The next duo here, I think you just probably saw them, is I'm just going to do a 2-for-1 deal here. This is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat Deception. I thought I had them in my collection, and apparently I don't, which I thought was blasphemy. So you bet your ass I went ahead and got these 2 games. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I might not be the greatest Mortal Kombat player, okay? Yeah, alright, not everyone can be Maximilian, dude. But I had to get these titles. I had to. And you know what's really awesome too, man, is the mini games. Like, one of them has chess combat and puzzle combat, and I think Deadly Alliance has the kart racer, or no, maybe that's Armageddon. I'm not sure. But either way, dude, like, the mini games and whatnot in these are awesome. I really like this era of Mortal Kombat because it was so gruesome. The graphics were starting to come into their own, unlike Mortal Kombat 4. But they're really slick. I like the different variations of combat styles, you know, or techniques, martial arts that you can switch through. They introduced the weapon system as well, which I believe was in Mortal Kombat 4, but it's way more fleshed out in these ones. So overall, I'm very excited to have these games. And I mean, you know the drill, it's Mortal Kombat, baby. Get over here! This next game, I always saw in magazines, on the shelves and whatnot, but I was like, I'll pass on it. I'll get it next time. Maybe I'll rent it another day. Whatever. But it was always down my alley. It was always like a game that piqued my interest. I just never got it. And I don't know why. I think maybe because at the time when it came out on the PS2, I was still a broke, you know, kid, like 12, 13, 14 years old. And I didn't have any money, so I had to be very selective with the games I got, you know. And I wasn't really big into trading my games in either, because you thought trade-in prices are bad now. Dude, back then, trade-in prices sucked. Whether it was GameStop or your local mom and pop shop, dude, you always got ripped off. It was terrible. So anyways, we got Oni here on the PS2. This is actually from Rockstar and Bungie. That's right, dude. Rockstar and Bungie working together on something that's not Red Dead or GTA or Halo. It's absolutely crazy to see. So, I don't really know much about this game other than it being a third-person shooter, running gun action, you know, kind of futuristic. It looks like Ghost in the Shell kind of vibes, you know. On the back of the box it says, an intense action anime thriller come to life in Oni. As an elite member of the Tech Crimes Task Force, Konoko is an agent on a mission to fight the evil syndicate, but things are not always as they seem. Konoko is haunted by unknown demons of her past, and the truth threatens to send her over the edge. Can you master this explosive hybrid of hand-to-hand combat and cutting-edge weaponry to free Konoko from the evils that surround her? So yeah, dude, it's a single-player game, very story-driven. I'm really excited to play this. Also, again, complete unbox, because that's just how I operate, dude. That is how I roll, and I'm pretty sure going back here, yep. Deadly Alliance, complete unbox. Deception, complete unbox. Dude, and this, I gotta go back to this real fast. This Deadly Alliance is like fucking brand new, dude. It's so smooth and clean. Yeah. So, on to the next one. So I had talked about a game that I picked up recently on the podcast called Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. What I'm trying to do is go through games that aren't necessarily like my immediate go-to or like cup of tea, right? And I'm not a big JRPG fan, you know. Dan and Alyssa, I'm sorry, you know, JRPG life. I don't get into them. There's so much of a time sink, you know, and I don't have all that time. It's hard when you got a kid, like, I guess at the time that this will come out, he'll not yet be one, but, you know, he's like 11 months, right? I got a daughter who's constantly in volleyball games and stuff, you know, like I said, my business, I'm married, of course, you know, like just so much stuff. So when I game, it's like Helldivers 2, pick up and go action, you know, and that's just how it is. But, I am starting to broaden my horizons and dip in when I can. I know it's not totally ideal with JRPGs and whatnot, because you kind of like get lost and you forget where you are and what you're supposed to do. But anyways, I heard a lot of good things about another Grand Blue Fantasy game called Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. And this is a fighting game. This is by Cygames and Xseed Games. It's a combative, it's a fighting game. It is 2D, I believe, or no, cel-shaded looking. Weapons based as well. So I'm really excited to give this a try. It is pre-owned from GameStop, so the little sleeve in here that says get the serial code for the original Grand Blue Fantasy, it's not in here, but there is an RPG mode and a versus mode, so that's very interesting. Alright, so yeah, anyways, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Moving on. A lot of games. Also, thank you to Mountain Dew, Baja Cabo Citrus for getting me through this, because, dude, I am talking so much, so fast. And also, peep the shirt. Baja Blastoise, baby, that's right. You know, it's like summertime and whatnot, dude. Like, my kid is on summer break now, and here in Arizona, you know, we just do things different, right? Like, we don't do daylight savings time stuff, we don't change time zones, and our kids get out of school earlier than most people in the country, and they go in earlier than most people in the country. It's just how it is. But anyways, dude, summer vibes, bro. Summer vibes. Probably do another summer vibes video. Maybe not speak like the Summer Nick like throughout the whole video, because I can understand that might be a little taxing for you guys to listen to. But next up, we got Resident Evil Revelations on the PS4. I have not played this. I've only really played mainline Resident Evil games, so I think it's about time I dip my toes into this and see what it's all about. I'm sure there's a video of Radical Reggie talking about it somewhere, you know. Next up, also, Mortal Kombat XL. I think I got this on a sale at GameStop, where it was like buy 4 games, $20 or less for $40. And I was like, dude, I'm going to partake in that event. That is a very good deal. So I got Mortal Kombat XL. This is, of course, Mortal Kombat 10 with all the DLC. Mortal Kombat 10 isn't my most favorite of Mortal Kombat games, but I do like the DLC characters. I mean, you got like Jason Voorhees, the Xenomorph. I'm pretty sure Predator is in there too. The Yautja, you know, the Predator. Leatherface as well. Yeah, dude, Bo Raicho. There's so many good characters in this. I had to pick it up. And moving on, again, keeping it on the Xbox, we got the Dark Souls Remaster. Again, dude, RPGs and stuff like this are not my cup of tea, but I had to, dude. It was $10. And like I said, I'm broadening my horizons. Little Nicky Boy's letting his wings spread, okay? He's letting the wings spread and trying out different things. I did like Lies of P, which is the Souls-like Pinocchio game. And so I gotta imagine I'm going to like this. Lately, I've been having a hankering for a good Call of Duty World War II experience. Of course, I have all of the major modern warfare games, the originals and the remasters. I even have Call of Duty World War II, which I think has a pretty good campaign. But there was one title that's been elusive to me other than its secondary mode of zombies. And that is Call of Duty World at War. Believe it or not, I've never played this game. I have never gone through it, not once, and I think it's about time that I dipped my toes into Call of Duty World at War, which from what I understand is one of the best pieces of software that has been put out under the Call of Duty banner. So, let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite Call of Duty title? Moving on. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Dungeon crawling at its best. I freaking love these games. It's been so long since I've played a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. I think I got this for maybe like $5 to $10. I can't remember. I do know I got it for dirt cheap, and I'm very excited to pop this in and give it a go again because it's been years since I've played a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. I do love how all the different characters can interact with each other, all the different heroes and villains and whatnot. I mean, you could have literally like Cyclops and Blade on the same team, or like Spider-Man and freaking, I don't know if Deadpool's in the game, maybe Spider-Man and Ghost Rider is another combo too, or The Thing and Spider-Man. It just, so many different options, right? So I can't wait to play this again. It's gonna bring back so many memories. 3 more games left for you guys today before I dip out and then start a whole other pickups video where I show you even more games that I got. So, we got R-Type Final on the PS2. This is from Fresh Games by Eidos. So I remember this logo here for Fresh Games quite a lot back in the day. I think it's on Mr. Mosquito and gotta be another game too. I don't remember. But anyways, it's an R-Type compilation, right? Or just an R-Type game. I don't know. I haven't played it, but I'm very excited to. It's R-Type, dude. It's a side-scrolling shooter in space, very much like a la Gradius and stuff. Pretty sure they're probably direct competition with each other, so I probably shouldn't be naming them in the same breath, but hey, that's how it goes. Friendly competition's always good. Anyways, R-Type is great. It's very fun. I remember first playing it on the PS2, sorry, SNES, and then now, you can see its evolution on the PS2. It's got great graphics from what it looks like, and I am sure I'm going to be not blinking a whole lot while I play this game. Second to last, we have X2 Wolverine's Revenge. Unfortunately, this one's missing the manual, but this was like the only one I could find that actually was there, and it was only $12, so not too bad. I kind of like how the sticker right there looks like it's just like a nose strip on Wolverine. But anyways, this was supposed to be a tie-in to X-Men 2, but it's kind of not, really. Kind of is, kind of not, It's a very neat, cel-shaded action game. A lot of people say it's way hard, but honestly, man, like, it has its difficult areas. I remember beating this when it came out on the original Xbox, and I loved it. I thought it was really fun. Surprise, surprise, Luke Skywalker's Mark Hamill actually voices Wolverine in this game. I don't think it works, in my opinion. It's kind of weird. You kind of hear more like in the Batman animated series when the Joker tries to talk tough. Like, it kind of sounds like that. So it kind of takes you out of it a little bit, but either way, the action is really awesome. You can see like Wolverine's like hunting vision or whatever it is, where he can like track where enemies are and whatnot. It's pretty cool, man. I think a lot of people should give it another go, and it's a really fun game. And then last but not least here, for the pickups, we have a GameCube title, the only GameCube title in this pickups, and that is Army Men Sarge's War for, again, the GameCube. It's war! On the verge of a long-awaited peace between the Green and the Tan armies, rogue elements of the Tan army draw Sarge and his men out into the field Out in the field, Sarge discovers a new and diabolical enemy, Colonel Malice, equipped with weapons that threaten the very existence of the Green Nation. Oh no! With his squad destroyed, Sarge becomes a one-man army to stop Colonel Malice at all costs. Never count out a toy with nothing to lose. So yeah, man. The Army Men games, they first started and came out by 3DO, like on the PS, I think it was like PS1 and N64. You know, you had Sarge's Heroes 1 and 2. You had, you know, Army Men air combat games. And so, there were like so many Army Men games at the time. And I feel like this came out right when that was all kind of starting to die down a little bit. I've actually never played that one, and I forgot it existed. So, you know, it's never a bad thing to add to the GameCube collection. And if you can find GameCube games for a good deal, especially, dude, you gotta jump on it. Because that system seems to hold its price on its games, like, so strong. So anyways, guys, this has been part 1 of the pickups video, or series rather. Let me know what game that I've gotten so far that you have played and absolutely love, or one that you haven't and maybe you found a new game that you need to go after too. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out the N Squared podcast every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Arizona time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Josh and I talk about video games, movies, comic books, and pro wrestling, and so many other things. We just wrapped up Martial Arts May for the series of Summer Cinema. In June, we're going to be doing James Bond June. So, tune in next week to find out what James Bond film we're talking about. Excuse me, that Mountain Dew is kind of getting to me now. Guys, you rock. Make sure to sub. Make sure to like if you're new here and you like the video. Thank you to all of our Patreon show producers once again. And until next time, guys, game on, baby.